Okay guys, so we're going to fix this, the casing of my old razor is basically breaking apart, and that's fine because the wires aren't exposed, which is good. So we'll go ahead and fix it. So I had this Norelco Speed XL razor for over 6 years now. I love the thing, still use it. I still use it on my travels and stuff, but the travel charger itself, it's starting to get brittle. In fact, the cord casing is brittle. The inside cord's fine, so it works. So, but it's brittle and it's basically start breaking at where the twisty parts are. So it's kind of scary. I don't want it to break, and before those internal wires break, I want to make sure I fix this before I bring it to my next travels. So I have some easy fuse tape. It's made by Super Glue. It's just basically an 8,000 watt high temperature one. I also have Plastidip, which could do it too. These are other options. Basically, it would have been easiest to dip the whole darn thing in. And of course I have duct tape, which I don't suggest doing because it leaves a residue and everything else like that. I kind of prefer doing the first two. We're going to go ahead and use easy tape for this one. It's pretty simple to use. I got this at the hardware store. Basically you take it, I'm going to take a knife. First I was thinking of using plastic tip, but no, it's a little messy. Not mentioned I don't have a very ventilated room. I'm just taking an old razor and basically just cutting that piece of paper off. The thing that says don't cut the cord. But I'm taking that little thing off. I'm lightly just taking the paper off. I'm not even cutting into a cord or anything. But we're going to wrap the whole thing anyways, because where that paper is was another point where the casing was breaking apart and getting brittle. So we're going to take this thing off real fast. Don't need that anymore. And take a quicker look at this. If you could see, come on, focus, focus. There you go. So basically the cord is starting to get brittle, and that's kind of messed up. The casing is just brittle. So the wires are still intact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the rest of this, this brittle part. Don't need that. And yeah, it could, any moment now it's going to snap those other ones, but you can see where under the taping was, that was also brittle too. So what we're going to do is, first I thought plastic might be good to cover it, but now that it's that brittle and there's only a whole about 2 wires, I'm thinking the fuse tape will actually be a little bit more stronger. In other words, it won't be sticky, there's no residue, the seals won't wet, it's waterproof, it's flexible, it's also 8,000, what was that, 8,000 volt protection, insulation, or whatever it is. But just take a little bit of it, you don't really need a lot, you just have to strap it onto it, and I'm just going, what I'm going to do is wind it around this thing. And so that basically there's enough strength of where the flex points are, as well as about an inch or past that part where it's already getting brittle. So it basically seals to itself. So all you need to do is think about how much you need to put on. I think all you need is about 3 or 4 inches of this stuff, and just roll, and wrap it around itself and just tighten it up. It not only tightens to itself, but basically I'm going to go ahead and cut 4 inches, 3 inches. Roughly 3.5, 4 inches out, and then it's kind of like it's like fruit on tape, or that tape fruit roll-ups and stuff, but it's not. Basically, don't get this thing touching itself, or else it starts sticking. But you can always change it out a little later if you make a little mistake. But just do it quickly, because once you put your body heat to it, it fuses with itself, and it makes a really good bond. Very, very useful tape. I wouldn't use it for drinking water or anything else like that, but for a quick fix for piping or for electronic stuff like this, it's just simple and easy to use without any messy stuff, no adhesive, nothing. It just sticks to itself. So what I'm gonna do is I basically do a really tight weave on top of it. It's kind of slippery. There we go. I just have my thumb holding on it. It's kind of like overlapping one end, then flipping it around. Squeeze it a bit so it starts sealing itself, and I'm going to do this a few times until we get it around the part where it actually crumbles up. So it has plenty of structure, so I'm not worried that this will flex and break. So it will actually protect the internal wires a little more. But I'm just going ahead and work around this thing and just keep on rolling and flexing and pulling and making it nice and tug and tight. Pretty awesome stuff, I think. There's a lot of new household things that make things easy, like Plastidip and this easy tape. It just makes it so much easier. I don't know how people live without this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and slide it over the thing before making my final heat transfer of my fingertips. And you can actually peel it back to fix stuff if you messed up a little, but make sure you do it before you put a lot of heat onto it with your fingers. Because once you put the finger heat to it, it starts going into a permanent mode and sticking to itself. So right now I'm just trying to squeeze out and unpeel and retighten some parts. I know this is kind of, it doesn't look as pretty as I want it to look, but I just figured I'd just do a quick video like this to do this. I was planning to just basically Plastidip the whole darn thing. You know, like 4 or 5 inches of that cord and it's got Plastidip it, but this I thought it would be structurally more sound than just Plastidipping. And now I don't have to do several coats. Now I'm just putting a lot of my finger heat to it to make sure it fuses together. So just hold it for a few seconds to let the body heat transfer, and the body heat transfers and makes that other part bond together. Now this doesn't bond to the cord, it basically bonds to itself, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, it looks kind of disgusting. I don't think, you know, I should have did a little more cleaner, but since I'm trying to make a video and do this, that's pretty much, it makes it work. Now I can bring this to travel again, on my travels, so that's really about it. The other parts of the cord wasn't damaged, so it's fine. And right now I'm just putting a little bit more heat here so that it makes sure it fuses that bottom part so that no water gets on the top or bottom. But that's really about it. You know? Yeah, okay, it took a few more minutes, but there you go. Done. Nice and tight, and now it's fused with the main cord and also fused with the bottom cord, and yeah, it's nice and tight. You pull it, stretch it. It's just basically tugging on itself, and not on the wire. It's tugging on that easy fuse tape. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Well, that's, yeah, it looks ugly, I know. I'm gonna probably Plastidip the whole darn thing just to make sure it's watertight. Let's go ahead and plug it in, make sure it works. Okay, and it does. Yay, fully charged. It was already fully charged anyways, but it's okay. But it does work, I just plugged it in. Yay, sounds good. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Make sure you turn on notifications, and look out for more helpful DIY stuff. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.